Hello, and welcome to the Notary Life with Kimmi Podcast. I am also one of the trainers with Notary Educators, which includes myself, Kimberly Nunnally, Angela Johnson, and Alexis Franklin. We each own our own very successful notary businesses and teach notaries in all 50 states to be great and grow their own business. We will discuss general notary work, apostilles, ink fingerprinting, and the duties of a notary signing agent, and much, much more. For all of your notary needs, please visit notaryeducatorsllc.com. We hope you enjoy the show, and we wish you much success. Hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. I am Kimmi, your notary educator, one of them, and I have Alexis here with me. And I'm also part of Notary Life with Kimmi, my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. Alexis, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, everyone. It's Alexis, Mobile Notary Services by Alexis. How are you all doing tonight? As well as 1/3 of Notary Educators.
Welcome, where we teach you all things notary, and it starts with a great foundation. And as we say over here, it's not that complicated, okay? Hey, Notary Down South, welcome. Hey to everyone that's joining us on Facebook and YouTube. We will give, hey, Julia, how's it going? We will give YouTube a few minutes just to notify everybody, and Facebook also. But tonight, guys, I am talking about my first home equity loan. It was crazy as all get out. Hey, RNM, what's going on? How are you? Welcome. Is this your first time with us? Hey, Ivani, how are you? We have any first timers? Welcome. We are, as Alexis was saying, and I was too, we are the notary educators. That's what we do around here. We really do educate. And thus our name, and we help get you going in your business, wherever you may be. Hey there. TT Shara. Hey, what's going on with you? Hey, Sal. How are you, Desiree? Oh, Desiree is new. Welcome, Desiree. Hey, Miss Hammy loves K-pop. Welcome. Well, guys, we're going to get started. We have a few people. Those who will join us later will have to just catch the replay. Matter of fact, hi to those on the replay and also the podcast. If you haven't heard, we started a podcast. So let me get right into this, guys. So I had my first home equity loan today. So it's actually a HELOC. Is a term you may hear, but it's a home equity line of credit. What it is basically is you have a house and you take money out of it. You can use it as a line of credit. That's what most people do, thus the term. So your house may have value, let's say, of an extra 100,000. You could take a whole 100,000 line of credit and just use it at your leisure. Or you could take the whole line of credit at one time and pay it back and keep reusing it. So it's a revolving line of credit. Just so you can know what that particular product is. So, hey, for everyone just joining us tonight, I am doing my experience with my first home equity line of credit. So I have been doing loan signings now since 2019 is when I started. And I used to work at the bank, 10 years here in Georgia and 10 years in Michigan. So a total of 20. So I'm very familiar with the product, whatever. And when I got one today, I got the assignment actually a couple of days ago. Let's go back to what happened a couple of days ago. So this particular client, he kept emailing me like I had all the power. He wanted to change his loan signing. So I had to reach out to the company, and not just the signing company that gave it to me, but the lender was also on every email. So I had to hit reply all. They said, make sure. So take these tips away as I'm talking about this particular signing, because there's a lot of tips here. Okay. So when you reply back, you want to make sure you reply all, especially if it's something dealing with the time change or something like that. Because again, in this case, the client needed to change the date because he was closing on another property. So here I'm going back and forth and I'm like, really? They're not paying me this much for this job already, but I figured because it's a home equity line of credit, it's going to be something quick. I'll just pop in, pop out, get my money, less than an hour, and I'm good, right? Oh, no. So it started with this. And this was on for 2 days. So he's calling the day before the holiday. Now, ain't nobody answering their phone. They did reply, though. So they said we have to get in touch with the bank and see can they get the docs ready, because they were already set for one day, right? Which was today, the 6th. So that was 2 days ago. So I knew they wasn't going to move that fast. But to accommodate my client, I went ahead and tried to reach out. So they emailed me back and they were like, we'll see what we can do, but it's probably going to happen the day that it was scheduled. Because that's how lenders and stuff work. They don't have that much flexibility to be changing and stuff. Now, changing of the time of the day, sure, not a big deal. But in my case, even that was a big deal, guys, because I'm in the state of Georgia. So I know you often hear people say, you can't make no money in Georgia. Georgia notaries can't do loan signings. That is not true. I am a notary signing agent in the state of Georgia. But this particular product required an attorney. So not only am I asking, can you get the docs ready ahead of time? I'm also asking, can you get the attorney to also change their time, right? So everybody got to be at the table, all the players. Me, the notary, the client, the attorney has to be involved. She wasn't at the table physically. She was on the telephone, okay? So there are plenty of workarounds here in the state of Georgia where we can make our money as notaries, even though an attorney has to be involved. Alexis, have you had a lot of signings where you had to have attorneys involved yet?
Yep. I had clients. They're really smooth and easy. At first, my first one, I don't know why I was kind of, I don't know if intimidated is the correct term, but I was just nervous. I'm like, what if the attorney, like, what if I say something, they're looking at me like I'm crazy, because it was when I was newer. I don't know. I was real, they got these years and years of schooling and this and that. And some of them, the ones I've run into, they have a certain persona about themselves. So I was just nervous, but it's really not that bad. It's really,
it can be intimidating. It can be. I like that word. It can be, because they've been to school for all these years or whatever. They know their stuff. And if you get one that thinks she is Olivia Pope, I don't think she was an attorney, but if you get somebody bouncing around like they are that, it can be intimidating, and they can be condescending sometimes, like, I'm the attorney, you're the notary. But I've never had one actually act like that. I've heard horror stories from other people, but I've never experienced that. My people, and sometimes I'm a firm believer in you get what you put out. I really am. So if you walk in a room like, well, I'm supposed to be doing this, and no, when I go to something and an attorney is involved, that's their room. That's their signing. I'm there to support. So take that gem away too, guys. Don't be intimidated by the attorney. You're there to support, because usually you hear me say, take control of the signing table when you go as a notary by yourself, because you are the it in the room, okay? But when you have an attorney, they trump everything. So let them do what they get paid for. And then you do what you get paid for, which is really to ID the client and make sure, you know what I'm saying? So in my case, guess what? So she accommodated, she changed the time for the signing today. If you miss anything, go back and catch the beginning, because I'm telling a little story. But within this story are dozens of gems that you should take away if you want to be a great notary signing agent, okay? And just to prepare you to what you're going to experience. So we do teach you how to be a notary signing agent here at Notary Educators. And today, with what happened to me, you're going to have a lot of little gems to take away, okay? So the attorney was able to change her time. So it was supposed to be originally at 4. We ended up doing the signing at 2. So I get to the signing. I was running a few minutes late. Here goes some more gems for you. I mean, a few seconds. I got there exactly at 2. So for me, that's late. If I'm supposed to be somewhere at 2, I'm supposed to be there at 1:45. I don't like running in with 2 wheels and I'm skidding to the signing table. I don't like doing that. My preference and my practice is to be there early. But I just knew the location I was going to. It was in Lilburn. I know where the SunTrust is in Lilburn. Hey, how about SunTrust and BB&T merge, which I knew that, right? I knew that. But it was at a BB&T location that was in Lilburn. So we started heading in that direction. We put it in the GPS. And I said, wait a minute. This don't sound like the one I thought I was going to. So we're trying to get there. Of course, it's a car accident. But of course. So the car accident had happened. So we figured we'll make a right and come back up and go straight on the street because it was blocked, right? You could have went around because we saw a big truck to do that. But here comes the EMS truck to the accident. So guess what happened? He shut the road down. Oh my God, I'm going to be late. So now my heart is palpitating. And this is why I say go early. Be there 15 minutes early. You don't want to run in on two wheels, skidding with your shoes on, and you get to the signing table, just barely making it. That's not how I roll, but that's what happened today because, first of all, confirm your location. Where are you going? Don't assume. I'm talking to myself, y'all. So I assumed it was one location. And like I said, once we put it in GPS, we realized it was not that location. And then all this other stuff happened. So we get there. Everything's going good. I get the attorney on the phone. She's on time. Well, actually, she didn't answer the first time. So I had to text her. And they're probably busy. So this is another tip for you. If you cannot get your attorney, do not assume they are not going to participate or whatever, any part of the signing, any parties. If you can't get them, send them a text. That's the next thing. Most people prefer text nowadays anyway. But I knew I had to talk to her. So I said, let me go ahead and just call her. When she didn't answer, now my next thing is to text her. And she did text me back, I'm going to call you right now, which she did. So she calls back. Everything's going good. She does her part. She had a few documents she had to explain and everything. And I had to have a translator there. And I do speak some Spanish. However, since the banker was fully bilingual, I let her do her job. You know, she didn't mind helping. So I let her do her thing. So she's translating for the attorney and everything. So we get through those documents. And when I first got to the assignment, I missed this piece. I told the banker, because my signing was at a bank today, guys. I love those when it's at a bank. I don't have to worry about dogs, cats, all this kind of stuff. It was a nice bank. As I stated before, it was at a BB&T. And when I got in there, I told the banker, I said, oh, girl, I said, this should be easy. I said, it's only 3 pages that he has assigned, and I have like 3 documents I have to notarize. So she didn't say anything, right? And later she tells me, and this is after we finished signing with the attorney. So I had my package that I printed. I told my husband, I said, hey, this should be like 5 minutes. I'll be in and out. Not. So I printed 71 documents. I have to go back there. See, I have my notes, but I'm just telling it as it happened in real time. So let's go back just a little bit. So when I first got the documents ready to print, this is some tips, y'all. This is some tips. The document, the file says letter size document. They sent me 2 files. They both had the same size, so I can see it looked identical. We opened them up, and it said letter size document. So that would make you think you're going to print it on what, Lexus?
Did you?
No, you were on mute.
Oh, letter.
Letter size, because the file clearly said letter size documents, right? Both of them, 2 files. We opened them both up, and they were actually the same documents, right? So then my email that I received from them, though, said print 1 in letter, 1 in legal, right? So this is another pro tip. If you are not sure, you need to confirm, because I went with what I saw at first glance. I looked at the email, but I'm not a big reader, and you got to read in this industry. But I did what I saw in front of me on the screen, which was a 2-letter. Then I kind of remembered something. I said, I kind of remember something about legal. However, pro tip from Jeffrey to you all, he want to make sure I tell you guys this. Check your settings on your printer, because you want to make sure in the PDF screen that it's an option for you to print as the file, print the file size. And that'll let you know that some of it's legal, some of it's letter. So when we did that, there were actually 3 documents, only 3 out of 71 that needed to be on legal size. And that's a big deal, because if I printed it on letter, it would be cut off. Okay. So these are real tips, guys, for those of you who are just starting out, even pros. I've been doing this for a minute. So just a reminder, always check your documents. And we teach you that also. Okay. So going back to that. So then, like I said, the file said letter. My instruction said something different. So if I was truly unclear, now we're going to go back and reach out to the signing company, because you can't just assume which way it's supposed to be. Okay. So now we're at the table. I got, everything's printed, got the attorney. She did her piece. As soon as we hung up the phone with the attorney, my banker says, "Oh, where are the other 3 files?" What do you mean? I had 1 file. They sent me 2, but they were actually duplicates. So it was the same thing. I was supposed to have 4. Because she asked me when I first got there, she said, you printed the docs, correct? I said, oh yeah, I'm sitting there all proud. I got my customer's copy all printed up in a folder with his name on it. And I got my copy all stickied up because I still use the stickies, guys. I like to put my eyes on every single page. You don't have to. Some people think that's how should I put that? Some people think you don't have to do that. If you've been doing it for a long time. And honestly, I don't. I do a lot of general notary work there. I haven't put my eyes on the documents. But if I have them in advance and I have time, why would I not look at them? I want to make sure I'm not missing any signatures or any initials. Because some of these documents, and you watch some of my other videos, and when Alexis and I and Angela talk, it's plenty of times where it's not even clear where they're supposed to sign. You got to figure it out. You don't want to figure it out when you at the signing table with the client, with the banker, and the attorney, and all y'all looking like, oh, you don't know what you're supposed to do. So I try to look at it ahead of time, okay? And I don't think that's a sign of weakness or whatever. I think it's the sign of being a professional, okay? Could you imagine a doctor, he already looked at your chart one time, and then he come in the room and just start cutting. He still want to look at the area and make sure he got the right body part he getting ready to work on, right? Same thing. I might have seen a home equity line of credit, refi doc, forever, but each one is different. Each package, I promise you, is different. Some of the things in here are the exact same, but some of them are different. Just like every person's body. We both have, well, maybe not, because I'm missing gallbladder. So if my doctor look at my body, he can't come in and assume my body made just like Alexis' body, even though we both human. So it's a little different. You got to look at each person, each individual, you know what I mean? So anyway, all that being said, so then she asked me about the other 3 PDFs. And I said, yeah, I just had the 1. I said, do you have more documents? And she said, yeah, where's the right to cancel? Where's the homeowner's affidavit? Where is this? And where is that? And I was like, oh, I said, I didn't actually receive those. So I said, well, do you have it? And I asked her again. She's, oh yeah, I have it. So I said, would you be able to print it? Because now we got to get it printed on legal size, right? Because that was the instructions. I said, can you print it on legal? She was like, yeah. So really the attorney should have explained a couple of more of those documents. And the banker, quite honestly, she was a little upset because she knew the attorney did not explain the rest of the documents. Well, half of that was her fault, though, because you knew the attorney's supposed to explain it. You know what I mean? You're on mute, Lexus.
I was going to say, why did she let the attorney go, off the phone?
Yeah, because I said that was the end of the documents, right?
Yeah.
And then only after, I think because she really was ready to get do her thing without going through the attorney.
Yeah.
So that was on her as the banker. You know what I'm saying? That's not for me to say, because I'm not the lawyer either, so I can't tell her what she need to explain.
Exactly.
She know what she need to explain. And she said the attorney had all 4 PDFs. So I don't know what the disconnect was, but I wasn't getting in the middle of it. So she printed the other 3 PDFs. We did get them signed, but here go a few more gems and tips for you really quick. So it required a witness. So in the state of Georgia, I cannot be the notary and the witness on a document, right? So now this is one more thing that happened while I still had the attorney. So one of the documents, while I still had the attorney on the phone, the attorney and the banker were going at it because the attorney told me, well, since I wasn't actually notarizing that document, I could be the witness. And I was okay with that. I was, because I wasn't actually notarizing that document. The lender says, the banker, because we sit in the banker's office, no, she cannot be the notary. I mean, she cannot be the witness because she's the notary. She cannot. Well, I told them both, because here they going at it a little bit. I said, well, you know what? You both are right. Mediator. I said, you both are right. I said, in the state of Georgia, I cannot be the notary and the witness on most documents. Okay. However, I said, but since you're here, Miss Banker, we'll let you be the witness. And then the attorney was like, well, yeah, since you're not going to be a party to the transaction, like she couldn't benefit. Okay, so that's another gem. You have to know your state laws. Why? Because if someone tells you to do something and you do it and you don't know why you're doing it or if you should do it, then that's not going to be good for you. Okay, so you have to know your state laws. So in your state, don't put it in the comments because we'll flood them. But I need you to think about it. Can I serve as a witness and the notary in my state? Okay, that's a gem to take away. So now let's get back to the story because there's a couple more pieces. So we get the other 3 PDFs printed. Okay, now at this point, it's one document, well, actually 2, that the banker signed with black ink. Okay, so we went from 77 pages that I printed, and it ended up in total being 131 pages, right? Because it was 3 more PDFs that had to be printed. It was 3 more. That's a whole 60-something documents, 60-something pages. So I wasn't too far off on the actual signatures and notarizations, though, because a HELOC does not require as many signatures as a refi does. It just doesn't. It was only, like I said, it was less than 10 for him. It was like maybe 6 and maybe 5 or 4 for me. So it really wasn't a lot. What made up that package was instructions. They also put in like a 25-page document about what a home equity line of credit is for the client. And they also put in there the appraisal, the actual appraisal of the house. So that was almost 50 pages. So most of it actually was what I call junk stuff. It was stuff that I don't have to touch. So as far as notarizations, it really wasn't a complicated package. What made this whole thing challenging is the fact that we didn't have all of our docs. That was a big deal. So I did not let the signing company know that the documents were not there. I just said I'll let the banker say whatever she wanted to say. She was very clear, letting me know she was not upset with me. She was upset at what happened, and she was upset that the attorney didn't do what she felt that she should have done. So because of that, I felt like, you know what, I'm going to step back, stay in my lane, because I could have wrote in there, attorney did this, no docs. I was given 1 pack and it should have been 4. I just try to keep the peace. I try to remain neutral, which is my role anyway. Have you ever had that, Alexis, where you got to a signing and they didn't have everything they needed?
No, I have not.
For real? Never?
No.
Wow, girl, you've been blessed because I done had some little nonsense out there, which is kind of good that I have these experiences. That way I can come back and share. Welcome to everybody who is joining us. I'm just telling you about my first home equity line of credit, how it was crazy, and I gave you a lot of tips. I'm giving you still a couple more that happened throughout this signing to prepare you for the unexpected, because it's going to happen. Now, Alexis says she had never had it, but your first job might turn out just like this one. And it took me 3 years to get something crazy like this. I was actually excited when I first got the home equity assignment because I know it's not a lot of notarizations. It's not a lot of pages. And I figured I was going to be in 5 minutes and out, biff, bam, thank you, ma'am. And it didn't go nothing like that. So really quick, back to the story. And I'm going to tell you that this job ended up costing me money. Okay. So the banker signed in black ink 2 of the documents. So now she got a reprint with a slow printer at the bank from 1950. But I'm blessed that it worked, so I'm not going to complain because it did work. But I was like, oh, no, she got to get up again. So she did 2 of the documents in black, should have been blue. So she was like, oh, she said, well, at the bank, we can use black. I said, yeah, my instructions, unfortunately, are blue. Because, see, now she represents the bank. I represent the signing company. So my instructions going to trump her instructions, okay? Because I'm the one got to submit it, get it scanned back, and all that. So whatever she can do on her side, that's her business. But I have to do what I have to do. So now that brings me to my last piece of the puzzle. Well, 2 more. So the last thing we did with the documents that was crazy, she wanted to make sure the client received the right to cancel, which they are entitled to it. And this particular client required that they have 2 copies. So we got the document signed by the client. She goes, the banker, and makes a copy of it. And she wants to give me the copy to put in my file to send back to the signing company, which looks like black ink. because it's a copy. The instructions were blue ink. So can I use that? No. Okay. So I had to tell her, I said, well, I can't use your copy. I said, if you want to, you can either print 2 more if she wanted him to have it in blue ink, right, instead of a copy. But I can't send back a copy in my package. I need a actual signed document. And they can tell because when you send it back, if you use black ink, it just look like a copy. But when you scan it back and it's blue ink, it stand out like boom, boom, boom. So that's why they have you use blue ink. Woo! Guys, let me come up for air. So she says, oh, okay, well, I can print 2 more. I said, oh, here we go again. She got to go back to this printer. And then she changed her mind. And she said, well, we'll let him take the copies and you take the original. Yes, thank you. So then she springs one more thing on me. She says, so you collected the money, right? I said, money? Now, y'all don't forget, I already was missing 3 files, right? So I already have all the stuff that I needed. I was missing 3 PDFs. Now she spring on me, you supposed to take money. I said, oh. I said, well, I can't take cash. Because I heard the guy talking, and he said efectivo, which means cash in Spanish. I said, oh, no, I can't take cash. She said, oh, no, he's going to deposit it, and I'll get a cashier's check. Can you take the check? I said, well, that's fine. I mean, my instructions did not mention any check. She said, well, do you need to reach out to them? I said, no. I said, I can just attach it. Because she had a letter. Here again, I didn't have any of this. She had a letter from the title that a check was due. So she showed me the letter. She printed the letter. And then they got the cashier's check. So by the time we finished with everything, y'all, I got there at 2:00. I left at 3:50, almost 2 hours. So it took me a half hour to drive there, 2 hours at the assignment. Now I still got to scan it. We had to come in the bank. She let us use a desk. Everybody thought we worked there. They were crowded as all get out. So they thought that Jeff was a banker and he was taking me over them because I kept going back to the desk because now I'm in between her office and between helping to get these docs scanned back, right? Crazy. So anyway, so then we were at the desk scanning stuff back and still in the office. And then after that, we had to go to FedEx after we scanned it back. So I was like, all this nonsense going on, right? So I only had 77 documents. We ended up scanning back all 4 PDFs, which was 131. My concern was when I scanned all this stuff back, are the right documents even there? Because I didn't have it up front. She just keep feeding me stuff and giving me documents and giving me documents and giving them to the client. So I'm looking at him because how do I know she ain't just throw a whole nother mortgage on him or something? That's not what came from the signing company. But I knew what should be in the package as she went through it. So I felt okay. I looked at the document. So he wasn't signing anything like buying a house in her name or something, for her or something like that. But it was just the craziest thing. So I hope you guys got some gems from all that. And let me just look at my notes really quick, though. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Yeah, I did. So now, why did it cost me money? This particular job, I don't want to tell y'all prices because I know y'all be like, oh, so every home equity need to pay this. So let's just say, I'm going to just throw out a number. Let's just say it was $100, okay? And it took me 2 hours at the location, another hour driving there, really FedEx was a little bit longer, right? And that's 3 hours. And then, so, okay, let's say it took 3 hours. So that was like $33 an hour, right? For me in my business plan, normally I make a little bit more than that. I usually that's why I like general notary work so much because I could make that in one signing in 10 minutes. Power of attorney and go home. I ain't got to do all that extra stuff, right? However, I always take whatever I can get because you never know if you're going to have a power of attorney, right? So that's why I took the assignment in the first place. It's a company that I really like working for. So when they send me something, if it's something I can do, I try to accommodate. And again, this particular job, though, in my world, it cost me money because I could have been doing something else. It took me 3.5 hours. I left the house at 1:30 and I didn't get back till almost 5 o'clock because the traffic down by FedEx was crazy. So I say all that to say this. I probably won't take those again. I probably won't. It was just too much. But it was my first one, and I had never completed one too. That was the other reason why I took it, because I've never actually did a home equity line of credit. Home equity line of credit. So I wanted to go ahead and try it and just kind of see what it was like. So, what questions do you guys have for me after all that nonsense? Have you guys ever had a home equity line of credit, or any of the things that happened to me? Have it ever happened to you? Tell me about it right quick. What's up?
I just want to say one thing too.
Yes, Alexis.
Just like you said, you knew exactly what was supposed to be in the document, so you felt comfortable taking it on. I just want to remind people, if you ever get something that is just kind of like, a lot of being thrown at you, it's like, what is this? What's going on? Please make sure you just contact whomever your contact person is and just let them know what's going on and let them give you the okay to proceed, even if it's like taking a cashier's check or anything like that. Just make sure. I'm only saying that because Kimmi knew what was supposed to be in the documents, whereas when you're starting out, you might not know. So just as a caution, just make sure you check with whomever to just make sure everything is good to go.
You are so right. Yeah, you are so right. Alexis is exactly right, because everything that happened today, technically for a newer notary, you would not have known what documents should be in that package. And who knows if we were dealing with a crook banker, where they having him sign to buy a house for the banker. We were dealing with a foreign language too. So that is very true. Thank you for making that point too. So today I did a few things that were out of the norm. The whole situation was, but again, I have a little bit more experience. So not that I couldn't have made a mistake on something, but I was very diligent in looking at what he was signing, because I'm there to protect the client too. You know what I mean? So, and I will say this too at the end, because most banks won't allow you to leave your business cards. But she said, well, clearly you know what you're doing since the company sent you out here. I asked her, do you guys do power of attorneys and wills? She was like, oh, no. I said, would you mind if I leave some of my cards with you? She was like, oh, sure. So I left a stack of cards with her at that location. And I would love to go to that location because it's pretty close to my house, all things considered. So I even got a little, was able to do some business and leave my cards with her. I am going to send a thank you to my client too, because he was super cool. I told my husband, I think he'll be a client for life, because he really liked the fact I went above and beyond with all that earlier stuff, trying to change his time for him. So I have to send him a thank you. Alexis, how about I spin through some of these comments right quick and you can do Facebook?
Yeah, go ahead. It's not that much on Facebook. Yeah.
Cool. So, Notary Down South said, no, not Olivia Pope. I should be bouncing in her suits and stuff, Danielle Star says, hey, Alexis, Kimmi, thank you for all your great content. Oh, it's our pleasure, guys. And check out our training too at notaryeducatorsllc.com, and we'll get you set for your general notary work or either your loan signing business, whatever it is that you want to pursue, ink, fingerprinting, whatever. We got you covered. All courses right now are 60% off. Coupon code has not changed. It's still WIN23. Okay. Hey, Stacey Ann, what's going on with you? Chantel says, hey, everybody, live and direct from Kimmi's community. Have a great time, Chantel from Philly. Hey, girl, I do love that. Hey, Patricia, what's going on? We're going to say hey. You want to say hey to a few people on Facebook?
Yes. I'm just running. It's not that many. So we got a bunch of hellos. Ivana Bridget, Joanne Penn, Regina Lovell, Marcia Birch, Diamond D, good evening, and Aaron Rome, hello. And Joanne Penn had commented on your story. That was quite the experience.
Girl, it was. I ain't gonna lie, I was tired, okay? I was so tired. We had went to a Mexican restaurant. I had to have a drink. I ain't gonna even lie. I had to have a drink. And y'all know I'm doing Weight Watchers, right? So that's for my other channel. Check it out if you have not too. My other channel is Healthy Life with Kimmi. I'm losing weight over there. I'm trying to. I'm stuck. I've been having all these setbacks. I've been having emotional issues and conflicts with people, making me eat and act like food. Okay, that's another story. All right, Stacey Ann, girl, you was on fire, girl. I was knocking it out the box though. What's going on, Andrea? Terry C says, hey ladies, Kimmi, I had a customer call me from Google tonight. I'm doing 2 financial sheets tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Go,
Terry,
Terry.
You are on fire over there.
Yes.
Terry trained with us. She rides with us. Yes. And she has been doing her thing. She started out doing a lot of witnessing work. And now she's doing her own jobs. Go ahead, Terry. Very good. Anita says, hey, from Florida. Stacey Ann said no about something. I don't know what she said. What she's saying no about. Oh, they never had that happen. Okay, Monique says no too, and Anita says no. Girl, that scanning is something. I'm telling you. So the scanning piece, come on, it was something. So we actually just got a new scanner. It's an Epson, and it scans faster than the other one. So I'm in the process of selling it. Look for it on Facebook. My other one. If you don't have a scanner, it's a nice scanner. It does about 20 pages. It's okay, but I got one that's a little faster. So I'm selling my other one now. So look for it in Facebook soon. Girl, I know you were cooked, crispy. Queen was battling. Yes, girl, we was. Sal says, how much was the fee, please? I didn't want to give it exact, but I said it was somewhere around the mark of 100. I didn't want to give the exact fee because I don't want you to say, hey, HELOC should be 100. Because most HELOCs are only 50 or 60 right now. I've been seeing them. So it's going to depend on your area and everything. Alicia like, wow. Hey, Nene says, you got the worst up front. Please continue to take them. I love HELOCs, HECMs, and reverse mortgages. Now, I have not did a reverse mortgage either. Plus the back and forth with the rescheduling. Girl, yeah, it was a lot. So, Nene, I know you've done some reverse mortgages. I have never completed one yet. I might do one just for the experience. I usually run from them because they haven't been paying enough for it. They just have not. And I know what's involved. I do have a whole video on reverse mortgages. If you have not checked it out, please do. Have you done one, Alexis?
No, I haven't.
Do you run from them?
Yes, because like you said, I know what's involved. The money, I'm not.
Yeah, I have not. I'm going to do one just so I can tell you the experience. I'm going to do one. I know some people love them, but I have not. So Notary Down South says, plus the back and forth. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, that back and forth was driving me insane. And Stacey Ann said, yeah, I did old gentleman. SB pick 3 dots. Turned in 13 scan backs, helping find, unfold, etc. 2 hours later, signed and company thanked me for time and paid 85 instead of 55. Yeah, and see, most of them don't compensate you for your time like that. Most signing companies do not. They don't care how long you be there. Because actually, mine asked, when did you end it? Like when my final report, it said, what time did it end? I was thinking to myself, you gonna send me some more money? I was here for 2 hours. But they don't. So you got to, whatever negotiating you're going to do, normally it's on the front end. Gelada says, hello. Terry sees I asked them to leave me a review. Yes, don't forget those reviews. Very important. Hey, Monica. Alicia says, hey, did you have to ID the banker and record her ID? Oh, Alicia, I should have. I did not, but I could write her name down. They know where she at. I will go back and add her since she was the witness. Matter of fact, honestly, I do suggest and I do recommend, I even teach that you write the banker's name in there. But what I'll do is, because the banker's name was all in the email, all in everything. So I'm just going to go back. Thank you for that, Alicia. See, every time I'm on here, I get some tips from y'all too. I'm going to go back and write the banker's name because I didn't even have, I couldn't ID the attorney either. She was just on record, right? So I don't know if that was really her on the telephone. You understand what I'm saying? But the banker, yeah, I could have asked her for her ID. I'll be honest, she probably would have been like, what? But since her name is all in the file and everything, I mean, she did the printing. Her name is everywhere. So I'm not worried about it. So some stuff you're going to have to kind of, what's the word? Critical thinking, think outside the box. In this case, yeah, it's cool. Desiree said, do you offer mock loan signings one-on-one? Yes, you can sign up for one through the coaching corner. You can. And I think I'll even create a different section for that. Because some people do want to do a mock signing. I think Alexis and I will talk about that. I think we talked about it before, but we just didn't do it yet. Look for that in the next few days because we're getting that request too more often. People just want a mock signing. And I think we can come up with some kind of mock thing where we can just do one signing and do the whole process. The only thing about mock signings, Desiree, is if you are trained properly, that is a mock signing. That's why I hesitate. I don't like offering a lot of gimmicky stuff. So if I show you a mock signing and you actually don't know what to do with the signing, to me, that doesn't go together. That's why I'm going to roll that back right quick. I'm going to roll that back as I sat here and just talked that out with you. I'm going to back up on that. And that's why we haven't done it so far. Alexis and I have talked about this before. At Notary Educators, we really want you to be educated. I don't believe in a whole lot of fake fluff stuff to make money just because you may even ask me for it. And we have plenty of people ask for mock signings. But instead of a mock signing, what we find is they actually need to be trained at the table what to do. And that's what our notary signing agent course does for you. It takes you from beginning to end, and that is a mock signing. We teach you what to do from the time you accept the assignment to the time it ends, okay? And that's our notary loan signing training. So, we believe in educating, and again, not just a whole lot of fluff courses. So I'm gonna roll back and dial that back. We're not gonna offer the mock signing right now. Now, if you've taken the training and you still feel like you needed something additional, sure, we can do that. But that's not good because again, if you just sign up for a mock 101 and you still don't know what to actually do at the table, that's not benefited you, and that's not what we do over here. So disregard that, guys. I'm not going to cut this video. It's going to be as it is.
Well, let me say this one piece. What I was thinking, it was going to be very hands-off. It was just going to be, I was going to set it up exactly how a signing would go, and I was going to show up as a client. I don't know anything. I'm not a trainer. I'm not anything. And that at the end, I was going to give out pointers. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So it really wasn't going to be a class at all. It was just going to make someone more comfortable since we kept getting the requests. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, let's kind of let us talk about that again, because again, we all three firmly want you to be educated.
First.
Us notary educators. Yeah. So not going on a tangent here, but again, all that fluff stuff like that, we can do a mock this and mock that. We can do all that if you already know what you're mocking. But just to do it, no, because you try to sometimes, and people will do the mock signing because it's easier for them to just kind of do a little fake signing with you rather than teach you how to do the job. And that's what we excel in. We excel in having patience to teach you what to do. So that's the difference. So we'll talk about it. We'll see what that looks like. Okay. So for now, Desiree, we want you to sign up for our notary loan signing agent training. And then we'll see if you need a mock signing, because you won't need one after you do the training. I guarantee it. Mitzi said a big one. Miss Hammy Love says, oh, I meant to tell Kimmy and Alexis I purchased the class. Oh, well, we appreciate it. Let us know if you need any help. And don't forget the free Facebook group for additional encouragement, support, and mentoring, okay? Because we do a lot in that group. We will be going live a lot more frequently also. So sign up for the free email list so you can know that we are live. I mentioned the podcast earlier, so it's all kind of ways to stay connected, okay? The Notary Educators is our Facebook page. Also that's the same name for the podcast as Notary Educators, okay? Stacy says I love y'all. Terry says I love y'all. We love you too, Terry, and you knocking it out the box. Stacy says she has the Epson 600 too. I think Jeffrey bought that because of you, Stacy Ann. Remember when we were together and you showed him that? I think he bought that because of you. So thank you, Stacy Ann, I think. Stacy Ann came and did a signing with us, and she had all her stuff all hooked up, and Jeffrey loves equipment. So Patricia says, thanks for sharing. I'll keep this in mind. Good job on the way you handled it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sal. LOL laugh. Patricia says, thanks, ladies. I have another meeting to get to. Look forward to the next live. Have a good evening. Yeah, we're going to get out of here too. I know this is a little long. But let's see what else we got. Any other questions? Hey, people. Nothing else? Let's see. Do you offer loan signing and notary class together? Yeah, you can. You can do it together. You can. Ivani, you can do it together. We really like to do it separate though, just so you can process and digest one. We've had plenty of people that take them one day and one the next day. But I really like you to take one, kind of work on what we talked about, and then come back and do the next one a month later. That's what I prefer. Or at least 2 weeks later. Maybe even a week, but not. I really hate back to back because I feel like it's just cramming all this information in your head. And again, by us being the true notary educators that we are, we want you to be educated and not just have a whole bunch of stuff floating up there. When we teach you, we want you to be able to execute. Did he get the bag? Girl, he did. He got everything. It's so cute. I must admit. It's so cute. He got the whole hookup. Your uncle just got a new scanner.
He always gets something.
Because of Stacey Ann, though. This because of Stacey Ann. That's why I say I thank you, Stacey Ann. But it did go quick though, because we had 131 pages, and I think he got that scan done probably in 20 minutes. Because it's a lot when you do them scan backs, guys. For those of you who do not know, signing companies want to scan back so they can look at the docs and make sure everything is good to go. And I did get kudos from everybody that was involved. Great job. Thank you. So I guess everything went the way it was supposed to. Thank goodness the banker was there, because that would have been a mess. But anyway, we digress. So Anita says, until I joined this call tonight, you girls seem miles away. I'm so glad to be able to chime in tonight. You girls are beautiful. Oh, you're so sweet, Miss Anita. Thank you. Thank you. You are too, and we love our Notary Educators family here. Yeah, and we'll be going live a lot more. It had just been a lot going on the last few months. So my goal is actually to go live every day, at least Monday through Friday. That's my goal. I don't know what time, because it's based on my jobs, because we all actually work like we always say. Last one we'll hit tonight is Miss Hammy says, I signed up and I'll do Facebook, even though I try to avoid the Zuckerberg effect. Girl, come on to Facebook. I know I didn't have any social media 3 years ago. I had zero. So I went from Facebook, IG, TikTok. I'm learning some verbiage and Facebook, all this stuff, YouTube. And I'm about to hit TikTok next month. I'm about to blitz it. So look for me over on TikTok. I got 3,000 followers and I ain't even try. But I'm going to try next month. I'm blitzing TikTok. That's my goal for next month. So anyway, guys, we're going to get out of here. Stacey Ann says, that's my guy. Go Jeffrey. My pages flew out in the parking lot first time. Crazy. Yes. Thank you again, Stacey Ann. And all of you for your tips. They really do help us. I love when you guys are vocal and tell us stuff that we need to do or work on or add products, services, whatever. So we're going to think about that one-on-one mock signing. What can that look like? Because we might can include it a separate one, maybe after training. I don't know. We got to talk about that. I don't know. We just got to look and see what that looks like. Well, anyway, we're going to wrap it up. So on behalf of Notary Life with Kimmi, Notary Educators, I'm going to say goodnight, and I'll let Alexa say her own outro.
Yes. Oh, I did want to give a shout out to Diamond. She was on here. I don't know if she still is, but thank you. I had a signing I couldn't do, and she was going to do it for me. But I just like when people reach out, make themselves available. We all a community. I appreciate it. But that's
Diamond. Go Diamond. Thank you.
But that is all. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you all soon.
She said she's still on here. She said you're welcome and thanks for the collaboration.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Now, how did you and Diamond connect? Was that through Facebook?
Yes.
Another reason why you need to be on our Facebook area.
So I appreciated it.
Another reason you need to be on our Facebook. People all day long need a witness, or they have a job they can't do. Make sure you have all your notifications turned on, because a lot of times 2 or 3 hours later, people come back and say, oh, I can do it. Well, the job has been done 2 or 3 hours ago.
Exactly. That's why I said thank you.
Yeah, if you see a job that you want, make sure all your notifications, whatever you got to do for Facebook, are turned on, because a lot of times, not just the three of us are putting jobs in there. Ladero put stuff in there.
Yeah.
Marcel put stuff in there. They need all kind of help. So when we say a community, it's not just to take, but you can also get a lot too.
Yeah.
You know, you can get a lot of jobs through there. So it's plenty of work out there that we can't, no one notary can do every single job. Okay. We already said that anyway, because you can't even be your own witness. So a lot of times it might just be a witness job. Well, on behalf of Notary Educators, guys, again, I'm going to say good night. It's always a pleasure, and we will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what time, so sign up for the emails. All right, good night.
Night.
Thank you again for listening to the Notary Life with Kimmi podcast. We would love to be a part of your notary journey. Please visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your notary training needs. Also, please feel free to join the Notary Life with Kimmi YouTube channel, where Kimmi has over 400 videos that will help you to grow and build a successful notary business. Until the next episode, we wish you much success on your journey. Bye.